right, Brett Allan here with the Brett Allan Show, chatting with Matthew Kane and David Goodman about this fantastic Peacock's Hysteria. Holy cow, that is an understatement. Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're happy to be here, Brett.
Yes, well, you have both equally worked on fantastic films, television projects. Talk to me about the genesis of this. This is so good. The cast is stacked, and when people have a chance to watch, I think they will really enjoy the wild adventure that you take us on.
Yeah, thank you. Well, this really started about 5 years or so ago when I wrote the original pilot script. I had been feeling some sort of general anxiety about the way things were changing around us. This feeling that maybe we were entering a time where the truth and where facts across the board were pretty malleable and could be bent and disseminated in strange ways that really alter people's realities. And I thought that was a very frightening perspective on the world. And then when I thought back to the Satanic Panic, it's almost like it was a one-to-one lock. Like both things or both time periods felt like they were dealing with the exact same sort of themes and issues. It's just a lot more fun to tell this story with heavy metal and horror and John Hughes and all of those elements when you're back in the 80s as opposed to dealing with it in the present right now. So that was sort of the genesis of the idea.
Yeah, well, as a child of the 80s and this genre that you're dealing with, I completely relate. David, for you, again, equally amazing and fantastic projects. Of course, collaborating with Matthew here. For you, when you come to the table with this idea, what is your process deciding on what kind of story to tell, how much you can tell? Because this, I mean, there's just so much happening here. And again, your cast is fantastic for this.
Well, I came to the project after Matt had written the pilot, and I read the pilot script. It's one of the best pilot scripts I've ever read. It had everything in it already. He had really done an amazing job of creating this world and creating these characters. So then my job becomes, based on my long experience in television, is how do I help Matt as a creative partner bring this show to life, casting and hiring the crew, and then all the things that lead to that. But then also working with him in the writers' room and laying out this season, laying out a continuing story, a serialized story that still also has each episode is freestanding, that you can feel like there's a story in each of these episodes that we're telling, and that was really important. So it was really all those things, but it was a great partnership with Matt. He really educated me on some things that I didn't know anything about, like heavy metal music as an example.
Okay.
It was such an expansive experience to get to do a show like this that I'd never done. Even though I know how to produce television, doing a show that's horror with some comedy and police procedural. At high school, I had done a high school movie honor society, which is how Matt found me. But all those things was just so much fun.
Well, you just mentioned a great film. I wish we had more time to talk about that. Uh, yeah, maybe another time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
one more question for each of you. Again, you just deal with so many awesome genres in this.
Yeah.
Each of you, real quick, what is a genre in American history, a year, a decade that is a favorite to you? And if you could create a separate project for it, what would it be? Matt, we'll start with you, and then David, we'll wrap with you.
We do a flashback episode in this show that goes back to and dives into 1969 and that era. And I honestly would live in a Hysteria 1969 world if I could. Like that would be a dream second project for me. So if people watch this show enough, hey, Hysteria 69, that's what I would love to do.
Hey, I'm in for it. Let's put it out there. David, how about you, my friend, as we
well,
wrap here?
I am like many people my age, a World War II aficionado, and the horrors of World War II. I feel like haven't ever really been explored in that war is sort of always held up as, except for Holocaust piece, which is obviously horrible, but the war itself, the fighting of the war itself, I feel like there's a horror movie in there as well in 1942, fighting the war in Europe.
NBC Peacock, if you watch this interview on some random chance, probably not. But there you go. Thank you both for your time. This is just such a masterpiece. I really enjoy it. Again, just having turned 50 and experienced different periods of time in my life, you just checked off all the boxes for me. And I had a fun time watching it, and I can't wait for people to watch it as well. Matt, David, it's been an honor chatting with both of you. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you on these next projects that you just that are now formally in development, so to speak.
Yeah.
So,
Put them on the IMDb page.
There we
Yeah.
go.
yeah, we'll
Thank
go
you so
in and
much, Brett.
yeah, I'll just go in and throw it in there real quick. Thank you so much.
Cool. All right. Later, man.
Later. Bye now.